Hello guys, AB here. Today I'm going to talk about the unit you should choose for your half anniversary selector. So for this selector, I highly recommend 9 or Veronica. So I feel like 9 and Veronica are one of like the strongest combatants in the game right now. The others, they're definitely not as good, but they're still okay if you already have 9 or Veronica. But for the purpose of this video, I'll only be focusing on 9 and Veronica. So, as everyone know, Nine is like one of like the strongest DPS in the game. Although she's not limited, right? She's one of like the strongest non-limited DPS in the game, and Veronica is flat out like one of like the best support DPS in the game right now. So you can't go wrong with picking either Nine or Veronica, right? Uh, okay, so let's talk a bit about Nine and Veronica. So for Veronica, she's pretty easy to build, right? You just go crit chance and crit damage, and then even her sets are pretty basic. You can just go for like crit damage and attack, or the passion set. Or I feel like we just use whatever that has like a better substats, right? So for Veronica, I wouldn't say um her ego manifestations are very useful. So definitely there's no need to go for Veronica ego imprints. So what you want to do is, just pick something that you do not have if you already have Veronica. But if you do not have Veronica, I definitely recommend Veronica because like she's just way too good, right? So this is my save data from like months ago, right? I don't feel the need to ever farm another one for her. So what you wanna get is basically you want a giant ballista for AoE, and then you want to get a lot of repos to draw cards, right? So she basically functions as a unit that draws a lot of cards. And then sub AoE DPS, by firing a giant ballista every turn. And that's about it for Veronica, right? I mean, I could, give her better, um, you know, epiphanies on like, Kowalski and maybe, the pendant of resolution, but I don't think they're that important, so I'm not even gonna bother. But yeah, either way, Veronica is like one of like the best unit that you can go for the selector. And let's talk about the other unit 9. Okay, just to add on Veronica, she fits in almost any team setup, right? Like she's good with 9 even. She's good with okay, but if you're gonna run her with 9, it's better to run, another AP unit with her, because 9 is very, she uses a lot of AP, so definitely wanna, run Veronica with an AP unit with 9. Veronica works with let's see, Serenial. She works with like the older DPS like Maylin. She works with like Rin. She works with like Haru. She works with almost any unit in the game. So she's a very solid unit that can fit into almost every team comp. So definitely get Veronica if you're missing a sub DPS or like a support unit, right? So the next unit that you should consider is 9. I mean the next combatant, sorry. So 9 is basically one of like the strongest non-limited DPS. Like we are not gonna take limited DPS into consideration. So because like you cannot select them from like the selector. So for 9, it's also pretty easy and straightforward to build her. She won defense and then she won crit chance and crit damage, right? So for 9, you definitely want to run this Justice and Order set, the Beast Yearning, right? It just provides her with like way too much damage over the other sets. So it's definitely her best in slot. So she definitely won her own partner, that's for sure, right? Also, her save data is pretty straightforward too. Although this is pretty old, okay, so this is from way back, but it kind of works. So uh what you want for now is to have a lot of duplicate your fighting spirit, right? And once you duplicate your fighting spirit, you can just just run the heal extreme, or you can run the AoE heal. You can have multiple 9 builds, right? This one is more single target focused. You can also run a more AoE focused build. And the gear you want to farm is definitely defense percentage on her armor, right? Because like defense percent improves the damage because like she's a defense scaling unit. So you can see all her damage here, it's defense based, right? So definitely wanna get defense percent on your armor. So the gear is like more important than her cuts, because as of the current CZN patch, it's pretty easy to get, good FE finish, right? So you don't really need to focus on FE finish a lot. You just have to focus on getting 4 fighting spirit, and then the rest of them you can just work towards by um editing your data, right? So that's pretty straightforward. Yeah, and I think that's about it. So for 9, you can definitely, get her pretty. I mean, you can definitely run her in a lot of different team comps, but mostly you want to run her with like, AP, like Mika and stuff, right? Because like she's a very, she's a unit that needs a lot of AP and card draw. So basically what you want to do is, draw a lot of fighting spirits and then, use heal extreme every turn if you can. So for that, you really need a lot of AP and card draw. So basically both of your supports should be focused on supporting your 9 in doing damage. You don't really need to run another DPS with her. So her best teammates are basically, Veronica and Mika, right? And even Tifera, right? Uh, yeah, so basically that's about it. Like you want to run her with card draws and AP, and she's a pretty straightforward DPS to use because like you're just spamming fighting spirit every turn. But yeah, that's the combatants I will consider for your selector. Also, the regarding the partners, right? I think it's really good to have a partner for 9. So if you're gonna choose 9, definitely choose a partner, which is Elsia, right? So, but for Veronica, her partner isn't that important. So I guess it's really up to you, right? So if you need any of the other partners, feel free to go for it. But if you choose 9, definitely you wanna pick Elsia. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.